I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network. Today is day one of trial in the New York Attorney General Letitia James civil fraud lawsuit on behalf of the state of New York against Donald Trump for his systematic and persistent fraud in his financial valuations. Also, co-defendants include Eric and Don Jr., as well as the various Trump organizations. The judge presiding over the matter, Judge Engoron, has already found partial summary judgment against Donald Trump, resulting in the cancellation of Donald Trump's business entities, and Judge Engoron has ordered the dissolution of the business entities. We're now at trial for the purpose of determining the remaining causes of action, as well as for disgorgement claims. In other words, the damages portion of the trial is taking place. Donald Trump showed up to the first day of this trial and further admitted to the claims that he is being charged with, the fraudulent valuations. Donald Trump also attacked the judge, attacked New York Attorney General Letitia James, and generally did everything that you should not do when facing a very serious lawsuit like this that could result in all of his businesses completely shutting down. So first, let me show you right here. This is Donald Trump further admitting to the fraudulent valuation scheme before he stepped into the courtroom. This was a press conference that Donald Trump gave outside of the court. Play this clip.
They have one property that's worth anywhere from 50 to 100 times what this judge put down as a value. Put down a value $18 million, and the property's probably worth, could be anywhere from 50 to 100 times more than that. And a lot of those numbers could even be low. We have other properties, the same thing, so he devalued everything. I didn't even put in my best asset, which is the brand, in terms of value. Coca-Cola, take a look at their value. They have a value. The value of their brand is more than everything else put together. My brand is extremely valuable. I didn't even use it in my financials. If I wanted to build up a financial statement, I would have built it up by using brand in addition to everything else. We have the greatest properties. We have among the greatest properties in the world, and I have to go.
So you see in that clip, Donald Trump is claiming that Mar-a-Lago is valued at, I think he said 100 times what the judge ruled, he said. And Donald Trump also said he didn't include the Trump brand in the valuations of his properties. Well, let's take the latter thing first, which is Trump absolutely did include his brand in some of his properties and valuations. That's one of the claims. That's one of the stipulated and essentially admitted facts that's at issue in the trial. And then when Donald Trump says that the value of Mar-a-Lago is 100 times what the judge ruled, Donald Trump is further demonstrating his liability there. Judge Engoron didn't rule on the valuation of Mar-a-Lago. Judge Engoron looked at what the tax appraisers said the valuation of Mar-a-Lago and all the other properties are. And what did Donald Trump say the appraised value of Mar-a-Lago and his other properties is? Donald Trump asked for a lower valuation of Mar-a-Lago so he can pay less property taxes. Donald Trump stipulated that the value of Mar-a-Lago was less than $26.6 million in the recent 2020 tax assessment after Donald Trump tried to challenge the Palm Beach tax assessors when they came up with the valuation of $26.6 million. And yeah, there are some people who can say, well, the tax assessment is always lower than the market value, but not 2,900% lower, and that is the underlying fraud at issue there. I'll show you this next clip as well, where Donald Trump says this is all a scam. He's saying that the judge is after him, and he calls New York Attorney General Letitia James a racist. Play the clip.
This is a continuation of the single greatest witch hunt of all time. We have a rogue judge who rules that properties are worth a tiny fraction, 1/100th, a tiny fraction of what they actually are. We have a racist attorney general who's a horror show, who ran on the basis that she was going to get Trump before she even knew anything about me. She used this to run for governor. She failed in her attempt to run for governor. She had virtually no polling. She came back and she said, well, now I'll go back to get Trump again. And this is what we have. It's a scam. It's a sham.
If you've got loved ones who depend on you like I do, why leave anything up to chance in a worst-case scenario? Life insurance gives your family a safety net that can cover expenses like mortgage payments or college costs, so they won't have to worry about money while getting back on their feet. Luckily, Policy Genius makes finding the right policy simple, and their team of licensed experts are on hand to help talk you through it. Even if you already have life insurance policy through your work, it may not offer enough protection for your family's needs, and it may not follow you if you ever leave your job. With Policy Genius, you can find life insurance policies that start at just $292 per year for $1 million of coverage. Some options offer same-day approval and avoid unnecessary medical exams. Policy Genius knows how valuable your time is. Their technology makes it easy to compare life insurance quotes from America's top insurers in just a few clicks to find your lowest price. Policy Genius has licensed award-winning agents who can help you find the best fit for your needs. They work for you, not the insurance companies. That means they don't have an incentive to recommend one insurer over another, so you can trust their guidance. Policy Genius is for parents, caregivers, and anyone else who has people who depend on them. They simplify the process of getting life insurance so you can protect the people you love. No wonder why they have thousands of 5-star reviews on Google and Trustpilot. Your loved ones deserve a financial safety net. You deserve a smarter way to find and buy it. Head to policygenius.com or click the link in the description to get your free life insurance quotes and see how much you could save. That's policygenius.com.
Again, not something you want to do before you step into court like that. And by the way, Donald Trump, by doing that, is basically just generating more evidence that's going to be played at trial, in addition to his deposition, which New York Attorney General Letitia James is going to play. The New York Attorney General's office is going to show these clips and say, look, Judge, he's still making the fraudulent valuations. Donald Trump may have claimed the valuation of Mar-a-Lago was $600 or $700 million in the lawsuit. Now he's saying it's $1 billion or more than $1 billion. This is part of the persistent fraud, Your Honor, and here's why you should rule in favor of the state of New York. This is the press conference given by New York Attorney General Letitia James, where she says no one is above the law, and no matter how rich you think you are not above the law. Play the clip.
Good morning, everyone. Donald Trump and the other defendants have committed persistent and repeated fraud. Last week, we proved that in our motion for summary judgment. Today, we will prove our other claims. My message is simple. No matter how powerful you are, no matter how much money you think you may have, no one is above the law. And it is my responsibility and my duty and my job to enforce it. The law is both powerful and fragile. And today in court, we will prove our case. I thank you all for being here. And again, justice will prevail. Thank you.
And folks, the trial was off to a powerful start. You had New York Attorney General Letitia James sitting there. Donald Trump was in the trial. The trial began with playing a footage of the various depositions where essentially all of the Trumps, from Eric Trump to Don Jr. to Donald Trump himself, all denied responsibility for the statement of financial conditions. Like, each was saying that they had no role in preparing them. And Trump said Eric did it. Eric said he didn't do it. Don Jr. said he didn't do it. And then they played the deposition testimony of Michael Cohen, my co-host here on Political Beatdown. And Michael Cohen stated that Donald Trump wanted to inflate the valuations of his properties so he could be higher on the Forbes list. That was one of the most important things for Donald Trump to be up on the Forbes list. So there you have it, folks. All of that taking place on the first day of trial. We reported it here first on the MeidasTouch network that Donald Trump would be attending. But to have Donald Trump in the courtroom with those images, New York Attorney General Letitia James in the courtroom, you see at the counsel table as well, you have Christopher Keiss as Donald Trump's lawyer there on the left. You have Alina Habba, looks like a dear deer in headlights there on the right. Folks, that is what accountability looks like. Going back to what New York Attorney General Letitia James said, no one is above the law, no matter how rich you think you are. We will keep you up to date here as breaking news develops in this trial. I expect there to be, after the presentation of all of the evidence over the next days and weeks, a verdict against Donald Trump to the tune of hundreds of millions of dollars that he's going to have to pay back. And we know he only has about $400 million in the bank in cash, if you believe that. I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network. This is the first update of the New York Attorney General trial in connection with the fraudulent valuation case against Donald Trump. Hit subscribe to make sure you stay up to date on all the breaking news. Check us out at patreon.com/MeidasTouch if you want to support the growth of this platform, patreon.com/MEIDASTOUCH. Have a great day.
Hey, Midas Mighty, love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram at MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.